Welcome back to another episode of The Burnout with yours truly, Tony.
I'm Chris White.
We back here with another edition. We got a disturbing story this time that's just disturbing all. It's just disturbing, period. There really no joking matter. There's nothing about this story that say it's funny. It's embarrassing, really. But we're going to let Mr. White give us the inspirational quote of the day, though.
Our inspirational quote today says, "Learn to see people for what they are, not what you want them to be."
And there's a lot of people want to try to change somebody. You want them to change them for what you want them to be instead of for what they are. If it's a snake, it's a snake. Ain't no two ways about it.
Ain't no change. You know, some people are trying to change because somebody else want them to change, but if it's not something that you really want to change, you know what you're going to do.
But if you
go back to your old
that's what I want.
Yeah.
If you change for somebody else, that's a temporary situation.
That's temporary situation. Temporary fix for a long-term problem.
Long-term problem.
That's exactly right.
We're going to let Chris get into this I don't even know what to call this.
Georgia toddler who lived in the house of horrors after being kidnapped by her father was pure bone when she died. A 4-year-old girl who died of starvation in an Atlanta house of horrors after being kidnapped by her father weighed only 24 pounds and was just pure bone. When she was found, according to a report, Treasure McWee was extremely malnourished and dehydrated and weighed 24 pounds, about what a 2-year-old should weigh, and had about a teaspoon of liquid in her stomach. When she was found dead 2 weeks before Christmas. Reporting citing court records and the autopsy report that the little girl was unable to stand or sit up under her own power in her final days, the report said. She was extremely emancipated and just pure bone. Atlanta Police Detective Summer Benton said that in a hearing Thursday for the girl's father, Rodney McWee, Fulton County Magistrate Court Judge Ashley Drake added a malice murder charge against the father, who was arrested last month and charged with 14 felonies, including kidnapping and child cruelty. Drake was also ordered McWee held without bond. Authorities say McWee traveled to Maryland in July and took the Treasure and her 2 brothers, ages 3 and 5, from their mother, returning them to his home in Atlanta, where they had been removed 2 weeks earlier by a Division of Family and Children's Services. McWee did not have legal custody of the children. Court records and the arrest affidavits show that Treasure and her brothers lived in a field at their father's home and allegedly watched him beat their mother and 8-year-old half-sister until the mom escaped with the older children.
Okay, you escaped with the older one. Did you go to the police and turn them in? The article didn't say.
But they said that the children had been removed by authorities, child services.
So she did when and reported it.
But he drove.
He drove him?
He drove to Maryland.
Oh, okay.
When he got the children from Maryland and brought them back to Atlanta.
To basically kill one of them?
No.
Because you starved one of them.
He starved. And, you know, a father's love, you know, just as well as a mother's love. Now, I can understand that. I love, and you know, you're going to do some crazy things for love for your children. But you went and kidnapped this beautiful little girl and returned to your home and starved her to death, basically. That and to imagine that I done kidnapped you done kidnapped this child and this child is going hungry day by day. I don't know if anybody ever felt hunger pain, but you're in pain. Your stomach is hurting. You're hurting your bones. Not only she's being starved, but she's dehydrated. And you know, all dehydration and everything starts your bones to hurt, your joints and all those things. But you can sit here and watch this child, your child, go through all of this, complain about the pains. She can't move.
I'm trying my best to keep what little bit of composure I got.
You know, and
But I want you to just imagine this, not to cut you off. She had a teaspoon of liquid in her stomach, a teaspoon.
that's not even.
There's nothing in it small enough
You know,
that I can say. I don't know if that was a punishment fit for him. I would say let the crime fit the punishment. And what pisses me off, and like I say, I've been trying to hold what little bit of composure I got on this. I just cannot imagine my mama ever doing this.
Yeah.
Or my dad ever doing this. That really, and I know it's hitting you pretty hard because you got a son, so
Yes,
I already
sir.
know. But it just bothers me that I'm holding back a lot of my tongue right now.
Cause I know for myself. You can't explain.
No, there ain't nothing you can justify that. There's no justification for that. I just don't know.
And we you know, and we all try to abide by law,
Yeah.
but I don't really think the law will have to change. You know,
Not if I get to him first.
yeah, I don't think the law will really have a chance. But you kidnapped this child to kill her, basically. You have no remorse.
I just don't think there's nothing they can do to him that fits him. The only thing that I could think, I would lock him in a room
I could
and starve him
but
the same way. It ain't gonna bring
all
him.
mine gonna be
Oh, mine.
because you gonna have starvation, you gonna have stuff eating on you,
Yeah.
you're gonna be.
What kind of man does? Well,
That ain't
let's
no man.
don't call him
No,
man. Let's don't call him man.
That's,
What kind of person does this?
we can't even give him that much.
What kind of individual would do this? To starve, it takes
That's
weeks.
days, weeks,
Yeah.
hours, minutes for a 4-year-old, and this, you know, and I know we don't normally do pictures,
I was trying to flash it up there myself.
but this is the beautiful little girl. I hope y'all get that.
That's a good
He
picture.
was kidnapped. That was kidnapped.
Now show him this clown. Now I worked in the correction. I worked as a correction officer, and in there, when you mistreat kids, I'm sorry,
And this is the father.
he's the individual.
Well,
He ain't no father. No father would do that.
I apologize, and that's absolutely correct. But for
This thing,
it,
yeah, good enough. It.
something,
That's evil. That's evil. That's just flat out evil.
that's beyond evil.
I couldn't do that. I know they say forgive. How do you forgive that? How do you forgive what he did? Because you know, I heard they say there's some thing that's unforgivable, but we have to forgive. How do you forgive that though?
I don't think there is a chance. Me and God have to have a long talk.
We're gonna have to say that.
And I think we're gonna be having millennium of time to talk.
Yeah, back and forth. Yeah.
You know, our conversation that we having about this probably gonna be infinity. It's gonna be non-stop, God, because right now I can't see it. And I'm glad he died instead of had me up on the cross instead of I'm going, you know, he went to the cross for somebody like this.
If that was my niece, or anything, cousin or whatnot, I don't think he would make it to trial. And I know that's bad to say, and I know he's looking at me. I just don't think I would be able to let him go, not knowing what I know.
I can understand that because I worked at the Walmart in Greenville, and you know, some stuff going on down there with my daughter now, and I left Greenville to hit Ozark in about 30 minutes.
It's a lot of driving.
So the care that you have for your children is unlimited, but this is not care. This is
this thing I got a problem with. This girl is 4 years old. She depend on She can't defend herself. She can't do anything. She depends on you.
And this is the thing about it. There are some good fathers.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are some. But this guy here don't.
He's a clown.
He don't fit either category.
He don't fit
and
either.
there are some good mothers, then there are some bad mothers. And some mothers do make it hard to see the kids. You know, and all of these things, you know, make it hard.
But you shouldn't turn to that.
But whatever is going on between the parents should never affect the child. It shouldn't affect my relationship with my child.
No.
Regardless.
How can you say
you know,
this thing that bothers me when I read this article. There's no way you love your daughter.
that's an insult.
That's an insult. You didn't love her.
You hated this
You
child.
hated her. You hated her with a passion. But why did you go that direction with it? You didn't have to go that direction.
And he kept them in the room. They couldn't come out the room. You know, they wanted anything, he would, but you know, but he wasn't giving them anything.
Okay, this
now
one.
unless the 4-year-old child, you know, they say would it really? It can't be yours.
This thing, you kidnapped them. You starved them. Okay. Did she know you got them? And if she did anybody do anything to find them?
Well, see, this is the whole thing is that they was all. I'm assuming that they was all living together, and he attacked the mother in her older child and said that, you know, have her killed him. And authorities came and helped them get out, and they moved to Maryland.
And he came to Maryland.
And he done drove to Maryland.
He kidnapped.
So this is the, you know, premeditation that
Okay.
that you got going on.
Stop right there. He went to Maryland to kidnap him.
Kidnapped.
Did anybody know he kidnapped him from Maryland? And if they did, why did they not report it? It was reported. They couldn't find him? It takes weeks to starve somebody, so nobody was looking for him at this point.
But
how did they find him then?
Smart person, criminal, however you want to call it. I'm not going to return to the same scenery where I'm going to go somewhat different. I'm going to try to do a different identity or something to keep me free. But he went back home to Atlanta.
That's what I don't understand. You kidnapped him. You know what car he drove.
If that's the first place, I would check.
Why not? If you reported a kidnapping, you know the car, you know its description. Somebody in those states, from Maryland to Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, somebody should have spotted the car at some point. But nobody, I don't want to say this, but I'm finna say this. Because she was black, that they not put maximum effort looking for her.
Well, and you know, even when you traveling down the road, traveling down the interstate, they got the Amber Alert saying that if you see this description of a car, then notify authorities.
State troopers on the interstate harassing truck drivers all day. So you telling me you didn't have that on that car?
I mean, you know, and some people do, you know, if I see a sign, I look for it, you know, but I have to pay attention to other things too.
Yeah.
But if I can see kind of sort of a description, you know, report it. But why not even have the Georgia Patrol waiting at the line?
He should have never got out of Maryland. In my opinion.
Now here's the thing about custody battles. There is no custody of a child. If two people have a child together, there is no custody battle until you go to court. If we never go to court, I have the same rights as the mother. As long as I can show that I am this child's father, I can go anywhere it is and pick them up. And there's nothing to be done because there's no custody.
But unfortunately,
your child, a child can be a person out there on the edge of the road and he pick them up. There's nothing, he's not kidnapping.
But unfortunately, this was labeled as kidnapping. So it should have been an Amber Alert that instant.
Because cross state line.
Yeah, once he crossed state. Okay, once he got Virginia, Virginia is almost 200 and some miles from Virginia to North Carolina.
Yeah.
He should have never got out the state. They should have had every interstate. When they really want to look for you,
They find you.
they will find you.
Yeah.
So did they really want to find them?
But
This dude drove for what, 5 states and nobody touched him. Was you really look? How much effort?
let me see. You got Maryland, Maryland, West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina,
In Georgia.
Georgia. So on those state lines, I mean, truck at the weigh station, you have police in there. And here's the sad part: everywhere we go, you see state troopers, sheriff,
Yep.
sitting.
Yep.
So unless there was not an Amber Alert put out, or where, it doesn't really give where he got them from.
But we know he went to Georgia. And he picked him from Maryland.
Back to
So we know he drove in the same car. We know that.
So it make you think when was it made known that the kids had been
Now,
kidnapped?
that's the question.
When did that come out?
Now, that's the question.
Was
And the
it-
only person who
was it
can tell
happen,
that
or
is the mother.
days later, it doesn't necessarily give how long, but like I said, he had to.
But if he got them all,
But he had to beat the mother and her older child
Yeah.
already, previously. And authorities helped them to get out and get away
okay,
from him.
why was he locked up then?
He wasn't locked up.
He should have been.
Evidently, he wasn't locked up because he was able to drive the van.
Well,
So-
my thing is, why wasn't he locked up? That's domestic violence. If you show physical abuse to somebody, you should be locked up.
Because here's the thing about it. If the police is called out for domestic violence, if they see any bruises, somebody going to jail.
Somebody should have went to jail that day.
Yeah. Well, somebody.
Well, we know he should.
Whatever this.
The thing is, this is my thing. When we cross, I don't run as far as out that you run. But every state, you got a sheriff, police, or state trooper set
So,
up.
every time-
So you telling me you couldn't have had them posted there? Because he didn't drive the back roads the whole time.
You can't.
You can't, not to get where you going. So you couldn't tell me in West Virginia, a state trooper coming in looking for that particular car?
And since Christmas, you had them. They found her before Christmas. But then the sad part about it is that
Clown? That's the only way I come with clown.
But and evidently that the authorities found her, but when they found her, it was too late because they're stating that she was not able to stand or sit up on her own power. That she only had a teaspoon of liquid
24 pounds.
in her stomach. That's what a 2-year-old weighed.
Yeah.
Or supposed to weigh. But he sat here and watched this child go through his face. And long term.
Why? See, this what really throws me off. A police would kill somebody that's not doing anything. Somewhere. I don't know.
Now we beat up on police, because they do dumb.
Mess all the time.
But we do recognize.
I would have
there
given
are
you the
good
exception to the
officers.
rules
Yeah.
of this one.
Yeah.
Now this one should have been the exception.
You could have.
You should have did something.
Yeah.
If that's me, when I seen that, he resisted. That's what they call it. For my life, man.
So in other words, the police either they doing something or they not doing nothing.
But they didn't do nothing this time. Did nothing. You allowed. The one in Maryland is the one I blame most because you should have stopped it up there.
Benefit of a doubt is when was it reported? Because look how long this child died right before Christmas.
But what I'm saying is,
So
when he beat the mother up,
right,
you should have stopped it right then.
Right.
You should have locked him up right then. But for some reason, do they have different laws about that in Maryland?
This was here in This was in Georgia.
Oh, they beat in Georgia. She moved to
She
Maryland.
moved. Family members came in and got them.
So Georgia got different domestic violence laws.
No, because now, see, here's the thing about all the Georgia laws is, but I know even in Georgia, if you get caught without a license and you go back to court and you don't have your license, that's automatically 2 days in jail. Automatically, no discussion. You go ahead, the door's closed.
So I wonder why they weren't closed on him. I understand if you were white.
No, but black on black crime, what's the best way to?
Well, you can eliminate yourself, but
So
when you deal a game like that, the middle person suffers. See, his 4-year-old daughter suffers.
now we just we make a joke or that we're serious, but I'm the same way because I know if you done have be a 8-year-old child, now he not only halfway killed these kids' mother, but their older sister. They had an older sibling, 8 years old. He beat both of them.
What is one of my cousins' uncles? Where are they at here? Did she not tell them?
But once again, you dealing with physical abuse, and evidently had to be some mental abuse.
Yeah. You should talk. You should tell
A
somebody.
lot of people don't really understand the concept of what that really does to a person. They are traumatized.
Yeah.
And just we have had a few run-ins with people that's been traumatized and mentally abused.
Oh, yeah.
And it's tough. And I'm not a professional, so I can't deal with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to you and hope you get a little better, but you keep showing signs, then guess what? I can't help you.
No. I just don't see how Georgia let that slide. You think that you arrest people for no reason half the time. You have a reason this time.
Man, I seen them, had a car pulled over, had the trunk up, putting everything out the car, and, So, I get so does they value other things more than human lives?
Some human life.
Because you better not get caught. A dog better not get caught locked in your car. You going to jail. You going to jail. They're gonna break your window to get that dog. But you having kids to be killed inside the car.
Wrong color kids.
And you don't always hear the outcome of these children being left in these cars. Cause how am I gonna forget that I done left my child in the car? I can't, because even when I get out, but when I get out, my rearview mirror shows me everything in my back seat. So
when you driving, what do you see out there on the road? They're not paying attention to anything around them no more.
That's like the driver the other day. You said that went out through the woods.
Went through the woods, huh?
So
don't start this justification, man. Don't start this justification.
We're
not starting this justification. I'm not even trying to justify.
But you held it up what I said.
But I heard what you said. The phone. But I ain't saying that was your own. But I'm not finna admit the phone.
But this guy here, man, to do this to this beautiful young girl, haven't even had a chance to really experience life, and still so many places in the playground that she can get out and run around on, and pictures that she can take.
I think the death penalty is the only thing good enough for him. Why should he be locked up for life?
Go beyond the death penalty. I don't know how far you can go. Bury him alive. Let him feel that experience. And don't put no dirt on top of it now. Do like they did back in the olden days. Put him inside the wood box.
And just let
where he got some room and put a peephole in there where he can breathe a little bit. So to keep him a little bit alive a little bit longer where he can starve and live for real.
You don't want to put a snake.
No,
not a poison one. One that's bite him that it make you think you dying, but
right. But you feel this hurt and this pain, this little child, this innocent, beautiful little girl that never really had a chance to start life. That you done took it.
I don't think he should get life in prison.
And only one person is authorized to give and take life, and you ain't him.
You ain't him. I think he should get firing squad. They shoot him in one foot.
No, see, I need some suffering.
He gonna suffer.
No. I want you to really get down and feel down in your soul.
That man said, he said, I'm gonna wait you get close to death, then revive you and do it all over again.
Listen.
See, you talking about torture mythology.
I want you to have this. Now, and this is one time eye for an eye. But let me have the eye where I want it out. Yeah. But just imagine this little girl sitting here. She can't even sit up.
But them big red ants in there with them. Them big red ants tell you
I want him to go through them weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
But then they ain't gonna kill you.
But I want him to feel that part. Now, take him to something and pour a little honey or something on him to really get him stirred up. Or better yet, every now and then, go drop some bees down in the box or something.
Yeah, that'll do some stinging to him.
Better yet, grab a cat by his tail, open it up and close it back down and let it be on top of it. But
I'm a skunk in there.
Huh? No.
You'll suffer with the smell.
But if he gonna suffer, it gonna kill him. Yeah, see, forgive him, but God said sometimes you go through some long suffering and you go through some of them things that gonna really get to you. God has to go through long suffering because in our long suffering, He's going to remind us and show us some things that we ain't gonna want to do no more. So we're gonna go through some long suffering to get where we need to be going. Mm-hmm. But now your suffering just need to be long going. You don't need to get where you're going, not in that way, but you just need to go through some long suffering.
Long suffering. Makes sense.
Every now and then go out there and melt some plastic and drop it on top of it.
That'll do it.
I guarantee you.
Put a little acid in there.
No, but see, you ever had hot plastic?
That's plastic.
No, hot plastic. And it just drops in one spot. You're like some people had on fantasy where they dropping that wax. Like, don't drop no wax on me. That's no burn, but some hot plastic.
A little acid in there. It'll burn straight just like plastic will.
We're gonna eat a hole in it. But see, it might take, that might go to speeding up the process that I need him to go through. See, I want this one to be a slow process.
Okay, you want the slow, but even though all that, I still don't think that's a punishment.
No, it's not.
To what he did. 40 years old, the last thing you need to be worrying about is eating. Now,
all that being done to him might quench my thirst might just move it a little bit because, I'm emotional because, I have a child and you go through, man, come on.
He ain't gonna move me. But the reason is you did this to a defenseless.
That has nothing to do with the mother and the father relationship.
A 17-year-old can defend themselves. A 4-year-old can't. That shows you how big of a coward you are.
Don't insult
cowards either.
Don't insult cowards. We can't. I would use cow dung, but I don't think that's too good for it. And they got plenty of that.
They got plenty of that.
So
that's crazy though. That's unfortunate. But hey, there's another 30 minutes in the book. Hey, it goes by fast. We got a lot of time. We got a lot of ground to cover, so we're gonna try to cover as much as we possible. But we will be back same time, same place, same time next week on The Burnout. And remember, always flame up.
But don't burn out.
2 fingers, peace.